If you could say something to Russians, what one thing would you say?
Take down Putin. My dad is the only person of my immediate family who's stayed in Ukraine. He's actually not allowed to leave Ukraine due to the martial law.
В нашому Києві так дуже все складно, теж розумієш, там дуже багато руйнувань. Не дуже все окей. Я тебе дуже люблю, тобто і сподіваюся, що скоро побачимось.
Я теж дуже скоро. My home is being attacked. If my home falls, then the aggressor is going to come knocking on the homes of people here. My name is Kirill. I'm 20 years old. I'm a Ukrainian from Kiev. At the age of 9, I left for the UK, and I'm a student at the University of Bristol, where I study neuroscience. And now the moment calls for every Ukrainian to be helping out their country. My mother was most worried, but now she's assisting with different humanitarian assistances like charities. And I try to help out Ukrainian refugees, and my brother is going to help at the Polish border, but my father, he stayed. The best memory of my dad from childhood is him being cameraman. Always asking people to get in for a shot or do this or do that. Always quite commanding on set. When it was just for a family album. It didn't require that much work, but yeah, he was very enthusiastic about it. He's very practical. He always spots dangers where other people would not spot them. He used to be a lawyer, so I think it's partly that's the skill set that he acquired working as a lawyer. And sometimes it can be really, really annoying, but sometimes actually very useful for the family. The last time that I was in Ukraine was over the winter period. My parents stayed, although my mother, she actually did manage to fly away 3 days before the invasion. We'd never thought that she would have to live here. She didn't even bring a suitcase. She would just come with a handbag because she thought it would be a short trip. So she just took her laptop and had dress sneakers, and that was it. So my father is the only person from my immediate family who's stayed in Ukraine. He can't join the army. I think he has a health exemption from conscription. On his day-to-day, he, I think, brings supplies, humanitarian assistance to Ukrainian refugees on their side of the border. I speak to my dad probably once a week. Привіт, пап. Як справи?
Привіт, як справи? Ну так, трохи тут воюємо. Ти ж знаєш, що трапляється в Україні.
Бачився з Данілом чи ні? So my brother Daniel and his two friends from school, they were driving from London to Poland.
Go on, check, come on. Ooh, miles ain't a problem now.
Miles ain't. I can see into the future, baby.
Тому що вони з хлопцями, вони приїхали і привезли допомогу. Це дуже вражає.
First aid kits, sleeping bags, lock and loaded, ready to go. This man's gonna take it through.
My brother couldn't go into Ukraine because he wouldn't be allowed to come out.
Border patrol, hello, hello, hello.
Так, на жаль, ми з ним так і не побачились, тому що він залишився в Польщі, але було, так.
My father has managed to pass on a little parcel for my brother.
Он передал посылку, чтобы они передали мне. Передал с хлебом и с сгущенкой.
Да?
Да, я такой, наш хлеб.
Вывозит, да, последний из Украины.
Не, было приятно, конечно, посылку получить от папы, потому что чувствуешь себя достаточно далеко от всего, но когда получаешь посылку, такое напоминание, что, ты какой-то более нормальный.
My brother's mentioned that he kind of feels a little relieved that he is closer to my dad and closer to Ukraine. He says that a lot of Poland actually resembles Ukraine.
Здесь язык, здесь природа, все такое, знаешь, украинское.
But yes, there's that very real sense of a barrier that you can't cross. Sometimes when I try to call my friends, it's problematic for me to reach them because there's been a curfew imposed. You have to switch off your lights. It's preferable not to make any noise because the enemy will be able to precisely, correct where they fire their artillery. The majority of my friends have actually, if they haven't gone to the army, they have joined territorial defense forces. So for example, they would go around onto rooftops and they would spot if there are markings, because that's what the Russians do, so that when whoever fires the rockets can correct their fire. And so my friends would go out onto rooftops, see if there are any markings, cover them, repaint over them, hide them, stuff like that, yeah. Where I felt it first, I really wanted to actually come back and go be part of the army because a lot of my friends are there and I don't want them to feel abandoned as if I'm here in a safe space, and I've left you there to kind of fight and put your life on the line. But, I've realized that every person has their role to play and whatever position they're in, they can use that to their maximum. So I think I need to do as much as I can from this side of the border. At the moment, Daniel, he's working at one of these refugee centers.
It's a shopping mall that's been converted into this refugee center.
Crazy. Тут магазины, знаешь, типа Zara, Adidas, там, знаешь, стоят там кровати. Мы на кухне, короче, работаем, вот тут все.
Вони не витрачали час, одразу знайшли роботу і одразу, незважаючи на те, що вони були так, скажімо. І я знаю, що ти дуже багато речей робиш, ти молодчинка. Я вами дуже пишаюся, ви молодці.
Дякую. Як справи в Україні?
Ти ж знаєш, тобто справи дуже складні насамперед. І вчора були у Львові, там безумовно, там і сирени воють кожного дня, і чутно зриви. Сподіваємось, з часом все виправиться.
Всього доброго. Слава Україні, героям слава.
Героям слава, так.
Все буде добре.
Я тобі дуже люблю, і сподіваюся, що скоро побачимось.
Я теж, дуже скоро.
Давай, держи. Это мы замерзли.
I do care a lot for all my friends that are suffering right now and family, but I do focus on the positives, like reconstructing our country, what's going to happen after the war. I think underground in bomb shelter right now, you will probably still find smiling faces, and I've even heard that theater groups would perform for people hiding in metro stations. Ukrainians would want to kind of get their friends' morale up.
If you could say something to Russians, what one thing would you say?
Take down Putin. Revolt. Go onto the streets, cause hassle. Shout out on channels, on TV channels or media that the state is lying to your people.